I'm Tara Fischer, Platform Outbound Product Manager here at ServiceNow, and I'm here to answer the question, is there a design strategy for performance analytics and reporting? And the answer is yes. At the highest level, we want you to remember that this is a performance management solution, not a BI tool. So this is intended to improve your processes, help you decide where you need to automate more workflows, determine where you're inefficient. And the best way to do that is to follow this practice that we're going to put in front of you. So first, we want you to understand what your high-level business goals are. What are those responsive goals that are going to drive you towards success, whether you want to improve your NPS score, reduce cost or spend. Once you make that decision, you will be able to determine the next steps that you need to take. So initially, we want you to have these conversations before you begin designing a dashboard. Do not sit down and come up with a list of metrics and just start building it without following these steps first, because this will help you be more successful with using this product. It is critical to understanding where you're headed and what you need to improve and how you need to do things in order to be successful with performance analytics and reporting. So once you've determined your responsive business goals, you are then able to determine what services and processes need optimization. Once you've determined what processes need to be optimized, then you want to take a look at the way your data is set up. What's the structure of my data? Do I have fields set up properly for me to report on? And then once you've done all of that, before you start building, we want you to look at the out-of-the-box content that our business units provide. We have teams of people working together to put what we think is a good first start at that. Let's get into this in a little bit more detail. Determine those responsive business goals. These should be high-level business goals that your CX team established. What is our goal for the whole organization? Once you've determined what these goals are, we have some examples here: reducing IT spend, increasing customer satisfaction. Once you've determined what these high-level goals are, as an organization, you can then sit down and think, okay, in order for me to reduce IT spend, where do I need to further automate some of my processes? Are there things that can be more self-service? Because that's going to help me reduce spend. Do I have L1s and L2s focusing on the right processes? So what areas can I look at to improve their processes, what their focus is on? Let's talk about that for a second. We really want to drive these analytics to be something that is going to move the needle on what those responsive business goals are, what those high level organizational goals are. So in order to do that, you need to make sure you're having this conversation and that everybody is involved in making these decisions. Once you've made the decisions, you have this list, then again, like I said, you want to talk about what services need to be optimized. Where am I inefficient? This is an absolute critical thing to highlight. Where you have inefficiencies and you surface those up is where you know exactly how to make those improvements, where you can make further optimizations, make further automations. The whole goal of purchasing ServiceNow is to improve your workflows, to have automated processes that help you make your business successful. So you really want to think about, where am I inefficient? And are there areas that are partially automated? Maybe you have stuff that are going off to an email and then a person picks it up and takes a few steps manually from there. Is there an opportunity in there to get some more automation? So be thinking about those things. And is that if I make these make these further automatizations and these optimizations, if I continue to do this, is this going to move the needle for that responsive business goal? You really definitely want everything to tie back to that. So always be answering the question, is this going to impact my goal and help me attain and achieve the goal that we set forth as an organization? So you've had the conversation, you've decided this is what you're going to report on. You know it's going to move the needle if you're able to successfully report on it. What does your data look like? Do you have timestamps where you need them? If you want to report on the time difference between when relief is provided and when a customer responds, or if the case is closed after so many hours or days, you have to have timestamps in those fields. So you want to go look at your data foundation. You want to make sure that you have the data clean that you're going to be reporting on. Is there tweaks that you need to make? Do you understand where you have garbage or noise and you know where to remove that so that you can get accurate data and pull what you need to get these actual valuable reports? And the only way to do that is to make sure you look at your data before you design and build anything. Do I have the data where I need it. Oh, and if you're going to report on cost, you want to know how much a case costs, how much an incident costs, how much an L1 is spending on a case or incident, and cost is a factor, and that's important to you moving that needle. Make sure your cost models are set up, that you've gone in and done the time to set that up, and that you can report on it. Do a couple reporting tests, just random tests to check your data and make sure your scores are coming back accurately. Do this before you do anything. Before you do the design and building. So this is your third step. And then the last step that we recommend is to definitely go out there and look at what we put together for you as an organization. We have content packs that are available, pre-built performance analytics that have a lot of some of the responsive business goals that you might have in common with some of the stuff we put out there already built. Take that, take a look at it, activate a few plugins, see if there's something that you can just tweak, make a change here or there to personalize it for you. Obviously, not everything is going to be meant for you specifically, but it is great to not reinvent the wheel, right? You just want to kind of go out there and see what we have and see if there's something maybe you can reverse engineer. Maybe it'll help you get a better idea and understanding of how we think data should be pulled and checked. And it's a good place to start for sure before you go out there and try to build everything from scratch. So again, I hope this helped answer, is there a design strategy for PA and reporting?